I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me on today's exotic car video. And automatically you hear Maserati and you think, wow, that's a great luxury sports car. And then you hear Maserati GranTurismo, which has a completely different platform than, say, the Ghibli or the Quattroporte, Levante, those kinds of things. And then you say MC, and you get a car that is so different. You say, Tony, it's just a couple letters. Like, what could possibly be different? Well, let me just tell you, I drive these all the time, right? Because they're such a great buy. They're so good looking. They make it sound like nothing else. And you get just, wow. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to say. I smile about it because when I drive them, I can push the sport button, I get that sound. Anyway, we're going to spend some time looking at the difference of what an MC is going to give you versus a standard GranTurismo S. If there's such a thing as a standard GranTurismo S. We're going to look at the exotic engine and drivetrain. We're going to look at why does it handle so well. We're going to get inside and see Italian stuff. I want to point out things that when people say to you, wow, that's a great looking car, they don't really know why it's a great looking car, but after we're done, you're going to know why it's a great looking car, and you'll be able to explain it to them. All right, so let's talk about MC for a second. So how will I know right away it's an MC? First off, the fenders are different. You get these vents here, okay? It's a completely different fender than the standard GranTurismo and GranTurismo S, okay? You also get a completely different hood. If you were to price these items at the Maserati dealer right now, 15 grand for these things before paint. Ridiculous. That's why this is such a great buy, this car. Anyway, it's got the vents that are here. This is beautiful. The front end here, the splitter that's there. The matte black wheels are called satin black, sorry. The satin black rims like this are standard for the MC, right? They're optional on other cars. The yellow calipers as well. What else am I getting in the MC? Well, you're getting a transmission programming that's much faster for shifts. You're getting a different engine mapping. So this is really the high performance version of this car. I drive these things all the time. I've driven at least 100. 100, I'm not exaggerating, 100. And when you get an MC, you get a very different car. Lastly, this is only the Italians could make metallic black paint sound so cool. Nero Carbonio. Right? I don't want to butcher it, but Nero Carbonio is the paint. I want you to look and see how great this factory paint is. Look at the ceiling and the lights in there. Look how crystal clear the letters are that you can see here, in there, and hopefully we can get that. All right, so where does all that ruckus, sound, and beauty come from? Well, if you want to go to a car show or Cars and Coffee, this right here is so worth showing off. Those red cam covers, this Ferrari-derived 4.7 liter V8, right, making 450-ish horsepower. We'll call it somewhere in that range there. They have a couple upgrades you can get to get 500 out of here. They sell twin turbos if you need like 750 horsepower. Anyway, my point is this, is it makes a lot of power as is, but what it does do, it does something interesting, is that this is the center line of the wheel, right? The center line of the front wheels right here. The engine is actually behind it. It's called really a mid-engine car. It doesn't hang over the front wheels, one of the reasons why it handles so well. All of this stuff that's up in here is the big plastic cover. All of this up to here is for styling reasons. Most people are like, wow, that's a lot of front end for all the guts that are there. Well, if we were to take this cover off, there's a lot of room in here because this is how they make it look so good, but they also make it easy to fit in here and easy to work on. You'd be surprised at how simple, once you pop the covers off here, everything is to get to. Part 2 of instructions on how to buy a car, what to buy a car, and things like that is, first off, you look at the tires. If they're quality, like Michelin's, things like that, you know somebody loved that car. If they're cheap knockoffs, right, they were just flipping it. Secondly, when the original decals here, the color codes, VIN tags, emissions, all that stuff is still here. These are things you cannot buy. You can't buy them aftermarket, and so if they're still there, we know that the hood hasn't been replaced or these fenders haven't been replaced on here based on what we're seeing, which is really nice. And those are some of the things I want to point out, so you can see when you're getting a car like this, where this car only has around 8,000 miles on it, it's a pretty cool piece. All right, so if the people who are in like an SUV behind you are getting to see this amazing shot, right? they get to see how great this interior looks. A couple things that I love about it that a lot of people don't even know is these are roll hoops, right? They would pop up if the car was to start to tilt either way, giving you some rollover protection. So then we move on to why does an MC cost so much more money? What else am I getting? Well, and here's how you know right away an MC versus other cars is the exhaust system is center mounted, right? All other cars, it's outboard. It's a completely different diffuser setup here, completely different exhaust, very much like a Ferrari, the shields that are back there, the Scuderia updates that you'd get for that. And then here, we also have an upgraded audio system. So here we have the upgraded subwoofer, we have a toolkit, we have the spare tire inflator. It's like everything is in here and beautiful because it's such a low mileage car. This is a collector car. This has been in somebody's garage. I had it for, this is 2025, we're doing the video, and this is a 2015. For 10 years they've owned this car and put very, very little miles on it because it was so rare, and they wanted to keep the exotics an exotic. All right, when you walk up to this car, you just know it's something different anyway, and it really is a very different car than others that are out there. I don't know how to explain it to you. When you drive them, the sound, the feel, whatever. However, most of the time you're not going to be outside looking at it, you're going to be spending inside. This is where this really does shine. And before I jump in front there real quick, I just want to talk about something, if I could, please. The back seat room here is the largest back seat of any Grand Touring convertible. A person my size, 6 feet and over, can actually sit back there. They've made it so they cut out the back of the seats to give people more room. It's got a full-length console in here, and the stitching that matches the calipers. These are the things I'm going to point out when people go, wow, that's a beautiful car, man. Well, the stitching here matches the calipers. You would order it that way. It also matches inside the doors. It also is around there. All right, and then we get in and we have what's called a full leather interior. Well, Tom, what's that mean when you say full leather interior? Like there's leather all over the seats, right? Yeah, of course, it's on the seats. However, it's also on the dash. It's also on the doors. It's also on the console, right? It's also down here on the A-pillars. It's all over here, giving you a full leather interior. And then little tiny stuff like these chrome rings around each switch. They just make the car more elegant looking. This has a 200-mile-an-hour speedometer and a 9,000 RPM tach with a 7,500 RPM red line. The engine in this car, while it's a similar engine to the Ferrari engine as well, it's tuned for much more power down low. You don't have to wring it out to 7,000 or 8,000 RPMs to get the power out of it. It makes it and goes there. Lastly, it has an upgraded audio system here, made by Merge, and it is beautiful. It has Apple CarPlay, which is really nice. It's seamless. The climate controls put into it. All of its stuff that was maybe a little bit older looking, right? 2015, older looking is put into this, and it fits like it is meant to be here. Lastly, you can choose to switch from, if I turn it on, switch from drive to manual mode, and then you drive the car with the paddles up and down, and it makes a sound and whatever. That is spectacular. Lastly, there you are on the dash, GranTurismo C for Cabriolet Convertible MC Edition. Maserati Corse. All right, this car has two sounds. It has a regular, nice, exotic car sound, and then it has race car sound. I want to do both for you real quick. All right, check that exhaust note out there, and then I'll switch it over to sport. What's it like to drive an exotic on some back roads, country back roads, and use the paddles? Like, check this out. It flips the throttle for you automatically, making you sound like you're the coolest ever. That's only 4,500 RPMs. We still have up to 7,500. I'm just driving. I should stop talking, really is what I should do. How you doing so far? You having a good time? I'm having a good time. I'm smiling while we're talking about it. Anyway, it's what you get to buy this car for. You buy this car because it makes makes that sound there. And listen, man, let's say you get jammed, I gotta get on a work call, I gotta do something else, whatever. You can always just hit the sport button, quiet the exhaust down, listen to it now. You can't even hear it. You can hear it, but you know what I mean. Now it's like a regular car, and if you gotta do stuff, you can just throw it in drive. And now this exotic convertible is now an easy daily driver. It's the best of both worlds. That's why I drive one all the time. It's my car of choice. It's just fabulous, 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 because no other car makes it sound like this and gives you all of this too, being able to take people with you and go for drives and what have you. Just a great, easy car to drive. It may sound Italian and exotic, but it just drives like a regular car. It's so nice. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the ride, the sound, the feel, all of that stuff. I did. And if you don't mind, hit the like button down below. Helps get our message out. Subscribe to the channel. We got new stuff coming out all the time. And don't forget to share it with your friends. They might see something they like as well. And I'll see you on the next drive. Was that a great test drive or what? I mean, come on, man. We shifted it. We made it sound. We did all the things that you were hoping we were going to do. Now, let's recap, if we don't mind. Whew. All right. One of only 50, I didn't wear my glasses, 56 units in the U.S. 56 cars. I want you to think about that. There's more 488s. There's more 458s than there is of this here because it was so expensive. It was almost $170,000 for this car. That's a lot of money, man, in 2015. This is 2025. That'd be almost $225,000, $230,000 today. That's why when I say these are great buys, they're great buys. You get fabulous paint, you get an amazing interior, you get a fabulous drivetrain that's in there, and low mileage. It is such a great car. I can't wait for you